Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Here, can you go to the settings there? In that settings, advanced settings. In the left hand side, can you go to the SAML? Can you go to the identity settings? Where you have searched for that single sign-on settings, right? Identity single sign-on settings. Click on that one. Oh, what happened? Click here to open this page in Salesforce Classic. Good. Now here's SAML Assertion Validator right in the top. Can you click on that one? Scroll down. Let's see what is that issue. In response to valid is invalid. Scroll down. Here everything is good. Unable to map a subject. Can you check whether you have created that user around 124056? That user is there or not? In the left hand side, can you go to the users? Scroll to the top. I need to go back to the page actually. Users, scroll up a little bit. Yes. Click on the user. Click on the user. Here, where is that user? The user you have created the profile or the standard one, right? Can you just expand that one? Edit user. Now here scroll down. Can you check the federation ID? Scroll down. Now can you go back to the same identity settings and single sign-on settings? Just want to check that one. Yes. Can you scroll up to the top? Back to the single sign-on settings. No. No, not there. No. In that same page itself. Can you go back? Scroll to the top. Why it's not? Can you just click on the back button? Yes, here in the bottom right the same sample single sign of studies. Edit that one please. Yes, scroll down. This is the one sample identity type should be. A session contains the federation ID. The second option, save it. Now it will work. You need to save it. Yes, now it will work. Actually, can you try? Now I need a logger try. I can open it in the different browser. Actually enter. Log in with a different identity provider. This type in ID. Yes, advanced proceed. Continue. type a territory for 56 and then pass. Sign. It's working. Yep, just you sign in with the email. Actually, this is working. Anyways, that's fine. Now what? What you have seen right in the last call. What we have seen as of now. We have configured only one adapter. If you remember, we have configured only one adapter. What if we create more than one adapter and configure it in the same sample connection? Actually, what will be the bigger of the behavior of the PingFederate? Can you go back to the, like Chrome, browser depends on the PingFederate. Yes, here let's create another IDP adapter. The next adapter. What we are going to do? We are going to create the HTTP basic adapter. That is the second adapter we are going to see. Is it still loading? That's weird. It actually has the starting to process. Exactly. Create a new instance. The second adapter, what we are going to do? We are going to see the HTML basic adapter. HTTP basic adapter. You can use the same thing as HTTP basic, like that instance ID. Right? Don't use the underscore. Actually, choose the type as HTTP basic. That's the next adapter we are going to see. Click on next. Here also, it's the same thing actually. You'll be using the same PCV and then the same challenge retrieves. Everything will stay the same. Actually, update. The real name, that is your LDAP host team. Actually, LDAP host team or your PingFederate host team, both of them are same, right? You can use the same thing. Challenge retrieves will be 3. 3 means obviously like after when you type the wrong password continuously for 3 times means it will get blocked. Actually, that's the 3 atoms. Click on next. How do we unlock after we try with 3 times? As I already mentioned, right in PingFederate, it will block you for only 1 minute, right, in the HTML adapter. We are same, right, but ping directory. But ping directory is that one which is authenticating, right? Yes, exactly. No, it won't lock in ping for a pinged directory. But if you are managing anything at the ping directory level, right, for example, if you are managing the account, lockout is 3 atoms means, then it will get locked in the ping directory. Actually, but unless if you are not managing anything at the ping directory, then it won't lock actually. But is there any special setting like we have to do authentication? Authentication should be managed at the ping directory level. Everything should be managed at the LDAP only. In PingFederate, we are not going to manage anything. Click on next. Yes, no, we already configured the PC right in the top. Click on next. Just a username. Is it just a username? That's fine. Actually, the mandatory contact will be the username. Actually, we can do the same thing. We don't need to extend anything else. Just let it be there. Click on next. No, that's fine. We can click on next. Now we have successfully created a second adapter, right? Let's configure it in our configuration. Can you go to the applications? This is for a SAL for the Salesforce, right? Yes, scroll down. Here we can add multiple adapters for a same SAML connection. Authentication source mapping. You can do the authentication source mapping, right, where you have mapped the adapter. Map a new adapter instance. The same step what you did for the HTML form. Right, you can do the same step actually. Yes, the same configuration. No, nothing different. Actually save it. It can directly say that's fine. Only one configuration, right? Only one attribute. Actually, now just try to access a Salesforce in a different browser. Actually now, we have configured previously only one adapter. It triggered the HTML adapter, but we have configured two adapters now. Right? Let's see what is the behavior of the ping field. If you could see, no, don't do anything. Here, if you could see, no, don't do anything. Here, if you could see, no, don't do anything. Here, if you could see, no, it is asking us to choose it. It is asking the user to choose which adapter to be triggered for the authentication. Actually, right? Why? Because it is having whenever the SAML connection you did write, it is going inside that connection and then check. There are two adapters are there for a single SAML connection. If there is more than one adapter, right, the ping cannot be able to understand which adapter to trigger here. Actually, that is why it is asking the user to choose what kind of adapter to be used for this particular authentication. But if the user getting this page means that they does not know, right, what is the Timur form or what is the high-step basic, right, they simply raise an issue, right. They just want to see some kind of a login page or some kind of a pop-up to receive the username and password, to type the username and password, right. They want that simple kind of a like pop up or some kind of a login screen that they can able to type the username and password. If they are receiving this kind of a page, means they won't be able to understand what is this. We know we are the ping peer developers. We know what is an anti-mal form and HTTP basic, right? We know this one actually, but the normal users does not able to understand this one, right? They will raise a issue actually. We just want to we just want to check there is any kind of a way how to trigger it automatically. Actually, how to trigger it automatically? Automatically means how we can able to trigger this particular means how we can able to trigger this particular HTML and HTTP basic automatically. Actually, that is a way actually. How we can able to choose this adapter that is known as the policies and selectors. We will be using both of them in a combination. Actually, do you know what is if else condition in Java? Any idea? Do you know what is a if else condition in Java? Any condition which is satisfied first, if would be executed, otherwise else would be executed exactly. For example, let's say if the condition is, we will be providing the condition actually inside the if the condition satisfied, one result will be there. Else, if the condition not satisfied means it will go for another result, right? That is a if else condition in Java, right? The same if else condition will be executing in the policies. Actually, in the policies, we will be using the same kind of a configuration. If one condition will be there, if the condition satisfied, it will take it as a yes option. If the condition not satisfied, it will take it as a no option. Actually, for yes, we can choose one adapter. For no, we can choose another adapter. Actually, that is known as T. That is not. That is known as T, like a selectors and policies actually. The conditions, we will be providing it in the selectors, like in the policy I have mentioned. If one condition is there, if that condition satisfied, it will take the C. It will choose one adapter. If the condition not satisfied, it will trigger another adapt, right, where we can specify the condition in the select. Only will be providing the condition actually. Selectors is the concept in component in PingFederate, where we can able to provide a different conditions to choose what kind of adapter we can able to trigger it actually. Selectors, by the naming suggests, right, It is used to choose what kind of adapter to be triggered. Actually, then what is the policy we can able to choose? We can able to provide the result based on the condition. Actually, if that condition is satisfied, then we can able to trigger one adapter. If the condition not satisfied, we can trigger another set of adapter. Actually, here in this case, right, there are two adapters are there. We can able to create a selector and policies once. If the selector concept is a policy, if the selector condition satisfied, means we can trigger a HTML adapter. If the selector condition not satisfied, we can trigger another set of adapter. Actually, where we can able to provide the condition in selectors only, we can provide the condition. What are the conditions are there? There are 8 selectors are there. That means there are 8 different conditions. We can able to use it in the PingFederate. Actually, 8 different condition means there are like coming 8 different selectors, that there are like SAML selectors and what selectors also there, and universal selector. Universal selector means it will be like a minute, will work for both the SAML and as well as the OAuth. Understood? Universal means it will work for both of them, SAML and as well as T like a OAuth. But there is a SAML selector and there are like certain OAuth selectors. SAML selector won't work for the OAuth. Actually, OAuth selectors won't work for the SAML. Actually, there are like coming 3 selectors for SAML, 3 selectors for OAuth, 2 universal selectors total. First of all, we'll start from the normal, like SAML selectors. Actually, first of all, we'll see the universal selector one, and then we will see if you will see the OAuth selectors. Sorry, like SAML selectors, then we will go for another kind of topics. Actually, then we'll come back when we do that like OAuth, right? We can see the other law. Other OAuth selectors actually. Understood. First of all, we will see the universal selector, then the SAML selector, and then the other 4 selectors. We will be seeing it during the OAuth configuration actually. Each selector will be different configurations. Actually, one by one, we will see one by all the conditions. Basically, every condition will be good. It's also interesting to configure. Actually, the first selector, that is a universal selector. This selector is the most important selector in PingFederate. If you go anywhere at any PingFederate used organization, actually any organization you can go, anywhere, if you are using the PingFederate, this selector must be there. Actually, you cannot be able to find any organization without this particular select in the inside the PingFederate. Actually, that is done as the CDR selector, classless interdomain routing notation selector. Actually, can you go back to the just type CIDR. It's not a selected, just type CIDR. That's all now here. You could see right, classless interdomain routing notation. We can also call this as IP address. Actually, you can also call this as a IP address. IP address means it can able to differentiate the IP address inside a single organization. Actually, normally CDR is nothing, but right, we can able to differentiate the internal and as well as the external network, right? How they will be differentiating? These two can able to find out actually, in an organization. They are saying this application is accessible inside the internet. This application is accessible outside the internet, like that. They are saying right how they are handling this kind of a request. Actually, they are handling based on the CDR, only in the CIDR rate. We can able to specify the IP addresses. Actually, for example, there are 2 kinds of CDR are there. One is external CDR, another one is internal CIDR. Actually, External CDR will have the like set of IP address, like 5 to 6 IP address will be there. It may be different. Some organization will have 5 to 6, some organization will have 10 IP address. Also, that is based on the organizations. Like frequency, only some organization is having the external CIDR, means they will be having the IP address related to the external. For example, let's say whenever you are accessing any application over the internet, right, you need to pass into that particular IP address. Then only you can able to reach out to the application. Basically that in the application, you won't get your own machine IP address. You will be getting the CDR IP address from the, actually, for example, whenever if you are trying to access the application over the internet, right? That means it will pass through the CDR. Only your machine IP address will be changed to your CDR on any one of the CIDR IP address, and then that CIDR IP address will be reaching to the PingFederate or any other application request. Actually, we can able to easily find out whether it is external network or internal network. Actually, if it is an internal, means internal CIDR will be there. Actually, that is the difference. Actually, if it is an internal, means internal CIDR will have 5 to 6 IP address. External CDR will have a 5 to 6 IP address. Actually, why this selector we will be using? It means, for example, if there is any scenario in PingFederate, like if there is any kind of a scenario in PingFederate, like hey, PingFederate team, we need one adapter. Whenever the user is trying to access the application inside the organization network, actually, and then one more, like the same application, they are asking, hey, we need another adapter when they are trying to access the application outside the network. Actually, how we can able to find out this one, actually these two things, how we can able to differentiate the internal and external based on the CIDR. We can able to get into the network team and then ask them like whether it is an internal one or external one, right? External CIDR or internal. Any one of them we can able to find out. We can able to get that IP address, and then we can able to configure it as a selector. Any or anything, external CIDR or internal CDR, select. Actually, we can able to get it whenever the application is trying to access it. Then we can able to check whether the IP address is there. If it is there, it will trigger one adapter actually understood. For example, can you go back to the PingFederate installed folder where you have installed it? I think it's there in the C drive, right? Yes, can you go to that one? PingFederate log folder here, audit.log. Just click on date modified their audit. You need the latest one or this one. No, just the audit here. If you could see, right? Oh, that you can able to check the IP address there, right? Whenever, if you try to hit it right, your machine IP address is there actually 192.168.0.1 feet 1. We can able to copy this IP address and we can able to put it there inside the selector whenever you are trying to access any application from this IP address. The selector condition will get satisfied, right? It will take it as a yes option. Actually, let's go and figure it. Let's go back to the Chrome browser. Sorry, can you log into the console? Oh, it's already there. Authentication selectors, it's still loading. Actually, create a new instance for selector. We are going to see that is done as the CEDR copier that and then put the same thing. Just remove the underscore. Yes, good. Choose the type as CEDR authentication selector. Click on next now here. Add a new row to the networks, right? you can able to add the IP address. Actually, no. You just have to copy that IP and put it there. Paste it. /32. 32 is the notation. If you could see, right in the bracket, they have mentioned CIDR notation, right? You can able to get the notation from the CIDR, that network team itself, actually 32 or 20 fold. Any one of the notation should be there. Actually update and then save it. Excel directory, nothing required. These are all optional values. Click on next and then save it. Yes, now we have created a selector. If your application, if you are trying to access the application on that particular IP address, means the selector will take it as a yes option or else it will take it as a no option. Actually, can you go to the policies? We need to specify the which adapter to trigger, right? We can able to specify in the policy. Only choose the IDP authentication policy, SP authentication policy. For both of them, we are going to enable, right? IDP initial SOSP initial SO add policy. The first policy we are going to see, that is known as the CIDR, right? Use CDR, actually give the same name as the description. Also the same, choose the policy as. In the drop down, choose the selector. Yes. For S option, just choose it. For S option, we can choose any one of the adapter. Actually for no, maybe for S option, you can choose the HTTP basic. For no option, we can choose the HTML form adapter. Failure is done. Success is done. Failure is done. Success is done means. Failure done means you are typing the wrong password. The authentication will stop it right here. Actually, if success is done means, then the authentication is successful. It will go to the next step. There is a SAML response and then post the SAML response to the application. Actually, that is the success is done. Actually, scroll down and then done and save it. Initially, if this IP is present, it will come to yes, and then yes, the HTTP basic adapter will trigger automatically. And if you are typing the wrong password, it will stop it right there. If you are typing the correct password, the authentication will success and then it will redirect to the SAML response. Actually, similarly, if at all, if it is a different IP, again this no condition will be executed. Exactly no, that is the SAML form. We will see both of them. First of all, we have given the correct IP, right? Then we will give this some dummy IP address actually. And then we will test the negative flow also. Click on done and then save it. Yes, now do you have? Where did you copy that URL? Actually, is there in the different browser, right? I think you opened it in different browser, right? You saw that. You received this page, right? Just close this page and access the application again one more time. Can you go and edit that IP address again? Just give a different IP address. Now just put pointers like that. Actually update, save it and then save it. Yes, now try to access the same. Now see the difference. Right now you understood the CIDR one. All good on this. CDelector, any dot. We can also call this as IP address selector. Actually, this is the most important selector actually, guys. It's like, this is like, in PingFederate, right? Without this kind of selected, we cannot be able to proceed anything basically in any organization. Actually, for example, in one organization, the PingFederate is used for single sign-on meets. CDR must be there. Actually, right nowadays, every lead actor's movie is having Danny Ruth as a music director, right, like this one. Actually, every organization which is using the single sign-on as a PingFederate, obviously the CDR selector should be there. Actually, without CDA selector, I mean like literally there won't be any kind of a PingFederate. Actually, CDA selector must be there in order to differentiate the internal and external. Actually understood, yes. Now the next selector. The next selector, what we are going to see, the other selectors, whatever we are going to see, right, that will be not that much important actually. I mean other selectors. We will be seeing it for learning purpose. We will be having it, but not that much like even not that much important actually. The next one that is known as the SAML selector. We are going to see. This is a universal one. It will work for both of them. SAML and what? Basically. Now the next one is that is known as the SAML connection set selector. Actually SAML connection set selector. The naming suggests right. What is a connection set selector? We can able to add certain connections into the selector. Whenever if you are trying to access that particular connection means it will take it as a yes option. If you are trying to access any other connection which is not there in the selector means it will take it as a no option. Actually in the policy, we can able to add different connections into the selector. For example, let's say we can able to add that is a sales source connection into the selector. And then there are other connections also there we have created, right? If you try to access that sales source connection means it will take it as a yes option. Actually in the policy, if you are trying to access any other connection which is not part of the selector, then it will take it as a no option. It can able to. First one, we can filter out the external or internal. Second one, we can able to filter out the connections. Basically, this is SAML. But here it is given as SAML and it has been the universal selector. Oh no, this is not a universal one. It is purely SAML selector. It won't work for the OAuth. Actually, the same selector, the same configuration, right? The same kind of a use case. Right? It is also available in OAuth with a different name. Actually, whatever, we are going to see it as a SAML select, right? We will be using the same case in the OAuth also, actually, but in a different name. Actually, but if you see it as an overview, right, whatever the SAML selector we are using, it is the same thing. We are going to do it in the OAuth also. Actually, let us do the second selector. Can you go back to the PingFederate? Can you go to the create a new instance connection set? Just put connection set. Actually, that is fine. Give the same thing. Just remove the underscore there. Good. Choose the type connection set. Authentication sector, the third option. No, can you go back to that? Here we can able to add our connections. Actually, we have created a lot of different SAML connection, right? Test, SV1, SP2, SP3, and then the sales source, right? Just add the sales source here. Yes, if you are trying to access the sales source connection means it will take it as a yes option. At the same time, if you are trying to access any other connection which is not part of the selector means it will take it as a no option. Click on next and done. Save it. Now can you go back to the applications? Other application does not have the multiple adapters, right? Only having the one adapter. The selector won't work actually. Can you go to the test SV3? Let's test V3 or yep. Scroll down, yep. Authentication source mapping. No, just check the attributes actually first. Check the attributes there. What are the attributes? Are there email, given name, SNN, mobile number, postal code, UID, right? 6 attributes are there. Can you go to the authentication source mapping? Because we are getting only username, right? We need to get other attributes in the LDAP only. Map new adapter instance. Yep, mom. Choose the second adapter. The same steps, but we are getting only one, right? We need to choose the LDAP only. Click on next. Yep, choose the retrieve additional attributes. Click on next. But even in the adapter, we would be able to get right. Oh, this is for the new adapter. This is for the new adapter. We didn't get any attributes right. You can actually get it from the SAML itself. Actually add attributes. The same step, like whatever you are doing the same step in the adapter, right? You need to do the same step here also. Actually, there is no difference. There is no difference exactly. You will be using the LDAP and then there is choose the base here, and whatever the attributes you want to get it right, you can able to get it. Actually, the same step, no differences. Given name as Namir. Postal code mobile number right. Postal code actually. Given name. No. Postal code right. No, actually I have not added, just selected. Oh, I can understand. Just put given name as mail. And what is the adapter? Mobile number good. 6 attributes right. Postal code mobile email. First name, last name, got it. Give a name good SNN. Give a name. Postal code, mobile mail, total 6. A username. You can able to take it from there. Actually click on next. From adapter, yes, good. UID is equal to $. Is the name the same thing, the same filter? You guys are understanding the concept, right? Click on next. Good, click on done, if at all. If I don't want it to touch the adapter, which means the adapter could be used in multiple connections only for the particular SP connection I need, I can directly go on. You can do it inside the connection itself. This is the best way actually. Click on next. Now it will choose the source as held up and do the same thing. Good, great, good job. You do this step actually and then save this configuration. Sure, group ID should be give and go. No, I don't know. It is supposed to include as MSS. Hence I already UID username. Right? I think UID is adapter username. Sample subject must be mail. In the top service of the right, it should be held up. And mail. No. It should be held up and mail. Now scroll down and click on next and save it. Click on next. We can directly save it, that's all. Now 2 adapters are there. Right now 2 connections are there. Now you can directly go ahead and create a policy there. We don't need to touch the existing policy. We can create a separate policy because the existing policy let it be there. This is, we can put the connection set right. Give the same thing. In a real time, right? Whenever you are creating a policy, please use the proper naming convention actually. Which selector you have used? Why we are using it like that? What are the adapters? You are going to configure it inside the adapter. Policies. For this one, no for yes option. You can choose the HTML. Actually, because previously for yes option, we have chosen the HTTP. Right? We can do the vice versa. Actually here, failure is done, success is done. Scroll down, save it done. Now let's save this. But here, no, wait before accessing right here. If you see, the CIDR policy is also there and connection set policy is also there, which policy will get triggered. Now this system, why? Because whenever the PingFederate is having more than one adapt, right, it will directly go to the policy and then it will check which policy is there. It will start from the sequence. That means it will start from the first policy only. It won't directly go to the second policy. It will start from the first policy. What is the first policy here? CDI, right? CDI is the universal. If it is the OAuth policy there in first means, then that policy will get failed. Then it will go to the second policy. It makes sense in the second one, right? But here it is having the CIDR. That's a universal one. Every time the first policy itself will get triggered. Actually, if you try to access, it means it will trigger the HTML form only every time. Actually, because every time it will trigger the first policy only if you want to choose the second policy to work, right? It will create a dependency. Actually, here it's creating a dependence, right? We need to be careful on creating this kind of a policies. Actually, we should have to make sure these are all not dependent with each other actually. If you want to use the desired policy to be working means you need to move the policy to the number 1. Actually, you need to move it to the top. Whatever, they just have to click on that button. Arrow key. Yes, save it. Now it has been moved out, right? Yes, we need to be careful. But now you can ask me one question. Actually, but in a real time, we will be using a different policies, but we cannot be able to check all the policy to be. All the policies should be without dependency, right? We cannot. It's like nearly impossible, right? But there is a way we can able to differentiate the policies actually without any, even though if it is having a dependence, right? We can able to make sure easily we can able to differentiate it. That is known as the component is policy contract. Exactly that. We will see it later. Maybe after completing the MFA we can see it. As of now, just save it. Now try to access the application. If you are trying to access the sales source means, obviously it will trigger the S option, that is the HTML form. Only it will get triggered. Actually, just click on it. It should have to trigger the HTML form, but just try to access the another one test type in SP3 and see the difference there. Actually, action set policy. Actually, just click on it here itself. Just click on it. Just click on. Even ID finishing it. Is it? Yes? It's not like because we have enabled both of them right in a policy. Now if you could see the difference, actually, this is how we can able to use the connection set policy. The connection set policy in order to differentiate the SAML connections. Actually, we can able to add certain. For example, let's say, hey, PingFederate team, we are having like nearly 10 SAML connections inside the we are having 10 SAML child applications. Actually, we need a separate adapters for that particular 10 applications. We can able to create a separate serial selector and then add all those connections inside the selector. Then for yes option means we can trigger whatever the adapter they have requested. Actually, for no option, we can just simply continue. Actually, it can continue to the next policy like that. That kind of a configuration we can able to do, but this configuration is not like all the applications will request it. Actually, not for all. The PingFederate organization will use it. Any kind of a PingFederate recommend, like this kind of recommend comes means we can able to use it actually. If CIDR is 100%, it means this will like nearly 60% or 60 to 70% will be used. Actually, this connection set SAML selector. This is only for the SAML, not for the OAuth. Actually, now understood these two differences on the CIDR and as well as the connection set. All good, shall we go to the second? Shall we go to the next one? That is another one is also like a SAML selector. That is known as the HTTP header selector. Actually, we all know HTTP headers we will be mostly using on the SAML only because the GKEAT request will come under the SAML only. Right? That is the SAML request. Basically, that's why HTTP headers vector will be used on the SAML. Actually, what is that HTTP header? HTTP header means when whatever you are requesting, right, it will be passing only on the HTTP header only. For example, let's say like you are accessing the YouTube and searching for a Leo movie trailer means and it is giving the suggestion as is giving the Leo movie trailer right as a result. Actually, how it is giving it based on the HTTP header only. Actually, if you just open the Chrome browser and just try to open the SAML, just click on the first one. Actually, any request. Here in the bottom, if you could see right, these are all HTTP headers. Actually, what kind of a browser you are trying to access it, what kind of a language you are accessing. Right, EN is equal to GB. Accept hyphen language is there, right? That is known as the E, N in the bottom. Actually above cookie. Right in the bottom last line, there is a cookie above cookie. Accept hyphen language. Right, EN is equal to GB. GB means Great Britain. Right, your language is on the British language. Right, British English. And then all the other. Accept hyphen encoding. What kind of encoding has been used in that browser? And then what is the like? What is the mode? And what are the cookies available? And then what is the user agent? That is the most important one. User agent. Right, user agent means what kind of a browser you have used. Here you are using the Chrome browser, right? That means that is a syntax of the Chrome browser actually. Now it's starting from the Mozilla. It is starting from Mozilla, right? It is starting from Mozilla up to the Chrome. Actually, that is a syntax for the user agent. Actually, maybe we can also use that one user if an agent here also. Actually, in this particular, we can have this user agent in the condition actually. We can put the value right, the syntax as the value also. If you are trying to access the application on the Chrome browser image, it will take it as a yes option. If you are trying to access the same application in a different browser image, it will take as a no option. We can do that. Let's go back to the applications and then select us. Let's create another one. HTTP header authentication selector. You guys are following me, right? TP header. We don't need to put everything actually. Just put HTTP header. That's enough because it will choose the type HTTP header. HTTP header authentication selector. Click on next. No. First of all, we need to put the header name. In the bottom header name, right? What is the header name? User iPhone agent. Can you copy that value? Please put the exact. No, don't type it. Please put the exact value. Just put user iPhone agent without the colon. Basically now the match expression should be that value. It is there in the syntax, right? Copy exactly without any space. Copy that, put it there. Update. Good, now click on next. Save it. Now, if you are trying to in policy, we can able to put it. Actually, let's create another policy, HTTP header policy. Description also the same scroll down policy. Choose the policy as select tools. Yes for no option. You can choose HT. First option, you can choose to HTTP basic. Actually, failure is done. Success is done. For no means. When you try to access it in a different browser, it will take it as no option. If you are trying to access in the Chrome browser, it will take it as yes option. Click on done. You need to move this policy to the first one. right? You need to do it again. Any other? Now the same URL. Can you try it in the Edge browser or something? Copy that and put it there in the Edge enter. Log in with a different provider. Good advanced continue. Now this is how we can able to do This is how we can able to use the HTTP header authentication selector. Actually understood. Actually any doubts on this one? Now the last selector, what we are going to see it on the SAM. Alright, that is known as the request parameter selector or query parameter selector. Actually, do you know what is a query parameter? Any idea based on the request? There should be very specific query which will be able to get the result based on the query exactly, based on the query parameter. We can able to specify yes or no. Actually, for example, let's say have your configuration will be there. Have you seen anything like that? Login for administrators, login for normal users, like that. Have you seen anything like that? Login for administrators means administrators will click on that button. Login for normal users means the normal users will click on login. For normal users, that kind of button actually, right? Here also it's the same case actually. For admin users, we need a separate adapter for normal user. Means how we can able to differentiate it from the PingFederate side. We cannot differentiate it, but in the application right. If they are sending in the query parameter right, then we can differentiate it based on the query parameter or request parameter. Do you know what is a query parameter in the URL? We will be using the question mark right. The same thing. We will be using it here also. Actually, let's do that. Can you go back to the PingFederate? Authentication and select tools. We are going to use HTTP request. Or you can put HTTP request. Yes, now here request parameter name. You can give parameter name right. Maybe you can give user type. Actually just put in lowercase user type. Lowercase, everything is lowercase. User type is equal to admin means one adapter type is equal to normal mix. Another adapter can you click on next. Just give not required. Just click on. Now can go back to admin. User right. If admin means one adapter, user means another set of adapter. Actually, click on next and save now. Now in the policies. Let's create another policy. Put the HTTP request policy. Yes, good. You are understanding the concept right by yourself. We can able to do it because I mean it is the same thing. SP connection. Check on maybe test type in SP3. Also you can able to use it. Copy that IDP initial address as a URL. Just copy and open another tab. Don't put it actually, just copy, just paste it, don't press enter. Here we need to provide the query parameter. Here, if you could see already question mark is no. No, it's not used another question mark, right? But instead there is one condition already there. If I want to use another condition, put ampersand actually. User type is equal to admin, right? Admin means. User type is equal to admin means one adapter enter. If it's C right, open another adapter, another tab in the same browser. Paste the same thing ambers. User type is normal and no more or user right user. Now you can able to see the difference. Right, this is known as the state request or parameter selector. Actually, here we have seen 4 different selectors. Actually, right in this 4 different selectors, the most important selectors, that is the CIDR1. And then the next important selector, that is connection set SAML selector, but other 2 selectors, whatever we have seen, right, STD, header or request parameter, query parameter. This is not like every time we will be using it. Any one special cases means we can be use it, but not for a regular use actually. If it is 100%, the CIDR means 60 to 70% will be connection set. These two are nearly only 10% or 5 to 10% only. We be using it, or we won't use those kind of selectors itself actually, but still this kind of configurations are there. Then other 4 selectors are there. We will be seeing it in the during the auth configuration. In auth there will be similarly, whatever the C, we will also see. But that would be having a good use case on the auth actually. That's why we are going to see it during the one universal character. But we are calling this as a universal character. But still it will be good use. Case on the auth. Actually understood, all good. Yes, we'll stop it right there actually. Tomorrow, what we can tomorrow if we complete multi-factor right, it will be 50% if we can complete the training. Actually, what we can do on the tomorrow part, that is not as T basically. We will be seeing the we start with multi-factor authentication. What is the way? We will be seeing another 2 sets of adapter tomorrow. Actually, we will doing in the coming classes once we complete the MFA. Then we will move on to the extra features of the PingFederate. Actually, apart from the SAML, apart from the O8, there are like other stuff also we can do it inside the ping. The first thing there is the policy contract. These are the 2 most important extra features in the ping part, apart from next 2 classes, right? It will be much more interesting. Actually, the policy contract and MFA, these 2 are, and most important, these are all small. It easy to configure these 2 concepts, right? It easy to configure because we already set up everything right. We know how to configure the adapter. We know how to configure the policies right. It easy to configure everything. Only thing is that it will take some time to test it. We will do that same thing again tomorrow. We will come back and then we will continue. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.